Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am super excited for today's video because it's a little different than the videos that I've been putting out like the past couple months. Today's video is going to just be like a get ready with me while I talk to you guys about a series of different things. But one of the topics that I want to discuss is why I decided to move to Atlanta. I already did my my brows because when I don't know about y'all, but when I do my brows, I need to have complete focus when I'm doing them things because like one move, I'm telling y'all, one move, your eyebrows is fucked and you gotta start all over. And that's happened to me a few times where I've literally wiped my entire fucking eyebrow off because it did not look good and it has to be like, you know, perfect. But they not perfect today because I need my brows done. I'm still trying to like find, you know, when you just move to a new city. Here I go again. So let me just start by like naming my primer. So I'm going to be using the Lancome Pro Hydra Glow primer, and this is really good for like dry skin, and it gives you like a really pretty like illuminating look on your skin. I don't know what the hell is fucking going on with my skin, but my skin is literally the worst that it has ever been. There was a time where I was working at Lancome and I would be trying out like all of the different skincare products just cause I don't know, like everyone was like, try this, try this, try this, and I would try them out, and like at the time like they seemed like they were like making my skin like super hydrated, and they were telling me like you need to do serums, you need to do this, you need to do that, da da da. And so I started incorporating like fucking 7 different steps in my skincare routine, and out of nowhere my skin just started like, I don't know what the fuck happened, but I just started breaking out like crazy. And if you guys watch my videos, you will know like, bruh, I had perfect skin. Like my skin broke out probably once in a blue fucking moon, and now it's like my skin literally breaks out all the time. I'm gonna be using Nars Stay All Day foundation, and this is in the shade medium dark to Candiz. I don't think that this is my shade anymore, to be real with you guys. I put this on like the other day and I felt like it was like really orange on me. So I think I need to go lighter, but it's all right. So now let's talk about what this video was supposed to be about. I literally spent all of 20 minutes just talking about what I didn't even come on here to talk about. But yeah, so let's just get into what the hell was going on back home in LA, why I moved my whole entire life out here, and all of that. Let's rewind to the beginning of this year. So January is when I like made the decision to like move to Atlanta. I just hopped on to their full coverage. It's a soft matte concealer, and this one's in medium dark to caramel. And so here are my thoughts on this. I like it because it does give a lot more coverage than the Radiant one, but it's not as like radiant as obviously, because this is more matte. It's not as radiant as like the other concealer. I wish that it was radiant but full coverage, because I think the other one is like medium to full and this one's like full coverage. Back to what I was saying, I'm a pretty private person when it comes to like my family and like just like things that go on in my personal life. Of course you guys see me like, I, you know, snap my, you know, going out and stuff, or I snap like just like anything, you know, but I don't really like let people into my personal life, and you know, that's totally like understandable. Like I just chose not to, you know, like I'm not one of those people that likes to like fucking cry on camera and like just, I don't know, like I'm not that kind of person at all. And like what I was going through was like the hardest thing that I ever had to go through in life. So like it wasn't like, I felt like I didn't need to share it with the rest of the world. Like it was something that I had to deal with on my own and with my family, you know what I mean? Both of my parents had got sick. My dad was really sick. He got really sick like when I first got to college, I think back in 2010. is when like we noticed that he was like starting to like forget. And you guys bear with me, like I really don't want to cry like on camera, but just understand that this is something that's very sensitive to me. I've never opened up about this to social media. Like I've made little references here and there, but like to actually really sit here and talk about it, like it's something that I've never done before. Back in like 2010 when I first got to college is when like I noticed that my dad started like losing his memory. And it was definitely like a long road before it got like really bad, but for years, like I think it started in 2010, and from 2010 it just progressed to where he would got to a point where he didn't remember me or my mom, or like he couldn't take care of himself, and like we would be the ones to take care of him. But it got to a point where like we all had to work. My mom, it was a lot to put on my mom too, because my mom had gotten sick like years later after he was diagnosed, so it was just a lot on her. So she ended up putting him in a home, and you know, from the home it just got progressively worse. And this is over a course of like probably like 8 years, I want to say, from the time that he was diagnosed with it and then the time that he like passed away. And losing a parent, number one, is like the worst thing that could ever happen to you. The fact that like I had to literally watch my dad like, you know, turn into somebody like else. Like he was not the same person. Like he lost a lot of weight. He just was very sick. Like it was just the most horrible thing that I could ever experience, the most horrible thing that I could ever watch. And I had to like watch that happen, not once but twice. My mom and my dad were the best of friends, and I think I'm like so incredibly blessed that I was able to watch, like grow up and watch what true love really looks like, and watch how a man is supposed to treat a woman, how a woman is supposed to treat a man. There are times where I've seen them, you know, cooking together in the kitchen, and they're just like laughing, and like literally that's all I remember of my parents, was just being so in love. And like I probably heard them argue all of like probably a handful of times growing up. Like it really was not that often. And when my dad got sick, my mom was like broken. And I think that the stress that was put on her from like taking care of him, having to like bathe him and like all that, it's like that takes a toll on somebody. Like this was once my partner, my equal, and now like I'm taking care of him like he's a baby, and like he doesn't even know me. Like her heart was just completely shattered. And I think that stress brought on sickness to her. She got diagnosed with cancer, I think back in like 2015. So she's dealing with cancer and then still taking care of my dad. And then when my dad passed, she like, I feel like a part of her like went with him. You know what I mean? And it was like, I literally like still to this day, like it doesn't feel real like how everything happened, because literally my dad passed, and then right after my mom's cancer got worse, and then I felt like this was like a fucking repeat, where like I had to watch her, and my mom was like my best friend, you know. And yeah, so you know, having to like watch that a second time was like fucking like a horror movie that just wouldn't fucking end, you know what I mean? And she just got really bad really fast, and I have to start taking care of her now. So literally after like taking care of my dad and you know, him passing, I literally had to hop in and like I felt like I couldn't really even grieve because my mother got sick like really like literally right after that. Like she was already sick, but it got worse, and like instead of grieving, my worries were on her because I'm like, I'm trying to keep my mom here because I couldn't take losing another parent. I usually do 2 concealers, as you guys know. I'm gonna use the it's the same pot, but this one's in medium 1 custard. Okay, sorry, my camera's being a little hoe right now. I was just praying a lot to, you know, heal my mother, give her, you know, peace and strength to overcome this cancer. And as much as I prayed for her to make it through, unfortunately she did not make it through, and she passed the beginning of this year. So if you guys remember, I said I made the decision the beginning of this year, which is literally the same time that she had passed away. I was like in a weird place. Like I just was not talking to anybody. I felt so alone, and like I have a lot of brothers. I have 7 brothers, but it's like, it's different. Like nothing and nobody could ever compare to your mom and the relationship that you have for your mom. My best friend had came over, and she like, you know, took me out to dinner, and over dinner she was like, why don't we just move? Like, why don't we just get up and like move? Like, let's leave, let's go away. And I'm like looking at her crazy, like, where are we gonna go? And she's like, why don't we go somewhere cheap? And like I had already knew like what she was thinking as soon as she said like, let's move somewhere like cheap. And I was like, where? Like Atlanta. The biggest thing for me was just like, I need to get out. Like I need a fresh start. I need to get out of LA. And I just need, like, I felt like I just needed to do something. Like I needed a whole new, like, I needed to wipe the slate clean. It seemed like a good opportunity because I'm like, okay, I can get a really nice big apartment in Atlanta where I'll have enough space to film. I'll, you know, have my best friend. Also being in that house too, like my mom lived in that house. Like we took care of my mom in that house, and like I would walk downstairs and like see where her, you know, bed used to be, or I'll walk downstairs and see where her chair used to be, and just I felt like I couldn't like stay there anymore. It just reminded me of her. Like everywhere I went in that house reminded me of her. The decision happened during dinner, over dinner, and essentially it was just, I needed a change. I needed a fresh start. I felt like I had the worst year of my entire fucking life, like literally the worst year of my entire life. I've never been so depressed in my entire life. I've never been so confused, and just so many different emotions. And I'm not gonna like sit up here and say that like once I made the move everything was perfect. Like if anything, it got harder once I made the move, because I'm away from my family, I'm away from my brothers, and I miss them so much. So I'm gonna use the TIU, Lancome TIU makeup stick, and this is in the shade 500. And this is what I use to like contour, and then I'll go in with like powder. This is not blended at all. Probably the biggest thing that helped me through all of this was just prayer. I would just pray all the time. Like I knew that it was gonna take, like I knew that I needed, like obviously like people like my brothers and like extended family would always, you know, reach out, check on me and like let me know like, hey, you're not alone in this. But it's like, even though people say that, it's like you're still gonna feel alone no matter what. Like I literally I felt like I had nobody. Like I lost my best friend, my mom. I lost my dad the beginning of the year before, and I was just like, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. If I didn't have a relationship with him, if I wasn't praying and asking for guidance, asking for healing of my heart, asking for just strength. Like, I don't even know like how I'll be standing here today. I gotta keep going. If not, even more now, because I have them watching over me and I don't want to disappoint them and I want to make them happy. And like, I definitely could have taken that route of just like giving up on life, giving up on like everything, but I couldn't. Like, I felt like this is what made me happy inside. This is what kept me going. Life ain't no joke. Like, every day we are going up against a beast. Like, every single day we're going up against this beast called life. And you're either going to let it take you out, or you're going to stand up to that beast. I think that's something that like I had already accepted within me. I was just like, nah, like, life, you ain't gonna take me out. Like, you broke me down, but I picked myself up. And I just made the decision to not let life defeat me. And I feel like that's such a good mindset to have, because literally no matter what could happen to me for the rest of my life, I feel like I will always continue to push through no matter what. I feel like I done already been through the worst shit of my entire fucking life. So I feel like can't nothing ever stop me or get in my way from what I want. You know what I mean? Okay, so I put on my lashes and I put on some earrings because I just could not stand myself without earrings. It just looks so ugly. Damn near went the whole video without it. Might as well just not even put it on, right? But yeah, like, I have so many different video ideas that I want to do. And then of course, you guys let me know like in the description box what videos that you guys would like to see as well. I'm using the Becca Cosmetics blush. It's the Becca and Jacqueline Hill collab. So I'm going to be using this blush right here. This blush, this is not even my blush. It's like my best friend's blush. But like, I literally love this palette. Like, look how pretty that blush is. So I'm just gonna take this. I got this from like my beauty box. And I'm actually gonna do like a beauty box like makeover soon. Hopefully it's probably not gonna happen this week, but hopefully next week or something like that. So for my lip combo, I use this all the time. They're both NYX. Brown liner, I think it's called Urban Cafe, and then the NYX Soft Matte in number 4. And this is my go-to everyday lipstick. Like, I literally don't wear anything but these two combinations. I'm like dead ass though. I just feel like it's literally like the perfect, like, I'll step out and do other like, you know, lipstick colors or like combos, but this one's literally the best. So I usually just line it up first, and then I'll go in with the look at that already. Like, it makes such a huge difference. Like, I feel like my makeup already looks completely different than how it did like 2 seconds ago. Over it and massage it together, so you get kind of like an ombre look. Alright, you guys, so this is the finished look for today. It's really nothing even crazy. This is just like literally my everyday look. Like, even when I'm going out to the club, like, I just really love doing this look, the simple look. I don't like doing, you know, a whole lot of eyeshadow. Only when I'm like filming, like, I guess a makeup tutorial, then obviously like I'll probably do something like with a little color. But 9 times out of 10, you guys, if you see me on Snapchat or if you see me around, this is what you're gonna see. Like, I literally just do face and lashes. that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this get ready with me. It definitely was something that I've never done before, something very different, but I'm glad that I opened up to you guys and let you guys know what was really going on. And yeah, you guys, if you enjoyed this video, please thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Like I stated before, I will now be consistent in producing a lot more videos. Let me know what you guys want to see. I'll definitely be reading all of the comments, responding to you guys. Like, I'm really, this second time around, you guys, I'm really like trying to be on it. Thank you guys for, you know, supporting me, watching my videos, encouraging me, sending me really kind words. And you know, that is what we're all here to do. Like, we're all here to help each other out. We all go through, and use me for example. Like, you guys probably would have never known that I had went through what I went through because I don't show it. So never judge anybody, because you just never know what they could be going through. And just be kind, be loving to people, because what's the point of being evil? What's the point of being mean to someone? Like, it makes no sense at all. So just love one another, smile, say hi to a random person, you know, just be nice, be kind. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching and supporting me, and I'll see you guys in my next video.